Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $1.64. Earlier today, XRP hit $1.55. Though these are great entry points on this cryptocurrency. But right now, everybody is panicking instead of buying. I don't get it. The whales are accumulating, institutions are accumulating, but retail wants to head for the door. Now, will XRP go lower? Nobody really knows. We're still waiting to see if the bottom is in on XRP. And look at Bitcoin, down under 80K. It's sitting at $78,000. And again, you see the Bitcoin maxis, they're panicking as well. What's going on with Bitcoin? A lot of stuff dropped in those Epstein files, but I'm going to talk about that in a different video. There's way too much to cover there. But think about it like this. This is a buying opportunity no matter how you look at it. You either buy now or when XRP heads back above $3 again, you regret not buying this dip. You either do nothing or you buy the dip. That's what it comes down to. Here's why the Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and XRP price are crashing this week. Everybody has all these different reasons for this crash that just happened. Some people are blaming it on the Japan carry trade and everything else in between. It's a combination of things. First, we have the president with the tariffs, talking about tariffs again. We have the government shutdown, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Then they're blaming it on the Fed as well. But the one thing nobody is really mentioning is the DXY. Whenever the DXY rises like this, you know we're going to see Bitcoin come crashing down. Now, when the DXY falls, it goes the opposite direction. All of a sudden, crypto starts popping off. But it's a combination of multiple things happening all at once. And like I said, the U.S. government is shut down again. For the second time in 6 months, the federal government is entering a partial shutdown after Congress failed to pass the full yearly budget. Shutdown prep begins at midnight, January 31st. Per Office of Management and Budget. Some departments stay funded, but most federal spending remains unresolved. Now, if this continues, this government shutdown continues, we are not going to see the Clarity Act get passed anytime soon. It's going to get pushed down the road like everything else. But while the U.S. is stuck with the government shutdown, can't get anything done, people can't stop arguing, the rest of the world is still pushing ahead. And Ripple has rails in every single country all around the world for XRP to run on. The world is either going to pass the U.S. by or the U.S. is going to get their act together. Brian Armstrong dubbed as enemy number one on Wall Street in this weekend's Wall Street Journal. I'm not really a fan of Brian Armstrong, but he should wear this as a badge of honor because he's out there trying to get us that yield just by holding stable coins. And he's fighting back against the banks. Jamie Dimon was even cursing at him. So that shows you how pissed off these banks are, how worried they are. Because if we were allowed to get yield on stable coins, everybody's emptying out their checking and savings account into stable coins. The bank is giving you less than 1%. If you can earn 4, 5, 6%, everybody is taking advantage of that. That's why they turn to their politician friends to fight back against the crypto space. Chicago's Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust shuttered. First U.S. bank failure of 2026. there's going to be more bank failures as well. And the FDIC was able to make sure that everybody gets their money in this case. But the FDIC, if a handful of banks started collapsing all at once, they don't have enough money to make everyone whole. And that's where bail-ins would happen. But this is only the first of many that we're going to see happen. I always said they're going to consolidate the banks ahead of a digital currency. It's easier to get 5, 6, 7 banks onto digital money than it is to get 1,000 banks switched over to digital money. I think this is going to happen by design. 92,920,000 in 24 hours. XRP ETF achieves largest outflow. So the outflow was $92,920,000. But all that happened here was panic selling. And it all came off of one ETF. It was Bitwise ETF, where all these outflows happened. On all the other ETFs, we've seen inflows. So again, most likely because the price dumped right away, you have panic sellers that are holding ETFs as well. But you don't lose anything unless you actually sell. If you sell, that's the only way you lose in crypto. If you continue to hold, you will get to financial freedom. And there is still institutional demand for XRP ETFs as well. Remember, we hit 1.18 billion. So if that number seems like it's high, that 92 million, believe me, it's not that big when you're looking at the full picture here. And we will see a lot of inflows throughout next week. And most likely a lot of these people that sold will be buying back in as well. It's some people always keep that retail mindset. Even institutions, some of them, they see it like, oh, it's going to zero. Let me jump out now. You got to remember, a lot of these people are used to the stock market. So when crypto comes plummeting down the way it does, they all panic. $2 XRP in February, not just a dream, as bears become worryingly safe in crypto winter. So now everybody's talking about February. And if the XRP price hits $2 in February, it'll be the highest number for bears in a month. If the price even taps $2.09 again, it will unwind 20.13% of the short side pressure in a single wave. The only thing missing is a stable funding rate and optimism on the market. Once these conditions are set, the bears' lead may quickly get recalculated in max pain math. So what they're saying is the bears might feel max pain once XRP breaks back above $2. This cycle is not over. This is just another dip in the long run that we've been experiencing up until now. But people should be getting used to these dips. They should also be taking advantage of these dips. I see so many people on X, it's over, I'm getting out of crypto. You can't listen to that. You got to stay focused on your game plan. Nothing changed with XRP. In fact, we're still seeing rail after rail getting put in place all around the world. Are XRP millionaires buying? On-chain signals say so. So they're telling you that high-profile payments are flowing in. They are still accumulating XRP. And people are going to take advantage of this dip. Some people, they see the blood and they have to buy it. Other people, they see the blood and they have to sell it. That's what's going on here. But when you see these people positioning with large amounts of money, that tells you they already believe it's going much higher. XRP futures traders show surging interest despite broad negative trend. Usually when there's so much negativity flowing around, that's really when you want to go all in, because usually that signals it's almost go time, and it's going to start to break out of nowhere. I'm telling you now, we will see a rebound, and then all of a sudden we're going to start to see XRP really surge in price. I still believe it's going to start with Bitcoin, though. I think Bitcoin still has that one last push up before it comes crashing down. And I think a lot of the Bitcoin maxis are also banking on that as well. And you could see why that could happen, because the money's going to flow out of gold and silver. That's going to happen. It's already dumping out already. So right away, people are going to start to be fearful in gold and silver. They're going to start to look for an alternative. And the mainstream media news has been selling Bitcoin as the alternative for quite a while now. So I see the money flowing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs up. All of a sudden, it starts dumping out. And again, you see the money move away from Bitcoin then. Then it goes into altcoins. It happens every single time. I really don't think this time is going to be any different. New XRP whale gulps 120 million XRP in 1 hour. So now we have a new whale buying up large amounts of XRP. Again, they know this is the buy the dip moment, and they're taking advantage of it. They know when retail panic sells, they want to be the buyer. Don't sell your XRP to the whales. Breaking. Everyone searches XRP now. What is going on? Well, of course, everybody's searching now because the price is down, and people they're all wondering what caused this to happen. They're looking for some sort of news that dropped, but it was a combination of things. That's what really brought the market down. And the fact that we're still following Bitcoin. I mean, the charts look identical. You could see the dip on Bitcoin right here. Then it starts moving back up. Here's the dip on XRP. Then it starts moving back up. But the structure for XRP, even on the monthly, it still looks like all we're waiting on is a massive rebound. And if you go back to the all-time, you could really see it here. Usually you get this large pullback right before we blast off. Hopefully that's what's happening right now. This is the major dip before we take off. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.